I just kind of got back to having missed a lobby invite. I was like, no, don't start without me. So I was a little bit all over. And then they started pretty much immediately, so I just got back from getting a drink. So we're okay, though. To the bottom right-hand side from Does Gaming is going to be our blue Terran player. It is Apocalypse. As to the upper left is going to be our red Terran player. From Team MVP, it is GuMiho. Has won himself one of the Douyu Star Masters daily events. Has come third place once or twice as well. And actually, I don't know how many times he's actually placed in the top. Let's have a little bit of a look at that. We do have, on the Douyu Star Masters Wikipedia page, you can check how many medals each player has. And it's, well, I find it quite fun to look at. I find it quite fun to watch. So, we'll be having a look to see what's up, what's going on. And we'll have a look to see how many medals GuMiho has over this. I think it's kind of like stats, right? I just love stats, basically, as we get set up into this TvT. It's been a gas first from both players, so Factory will follow up very quickly from both. Second gas already down from GuMiho, looking as though he'll go Reaper Hellion in the early stages of this Terran versus Terran. Very popular build on Prime Terraces because of the fact you've got a back entrance to use with the Reapers, and that actually is often combined with a Medevac to put some kind of Hellions to the Medevac, drop them up here, the Reapers hop up on their own, and just sort of go from there. Bets are open for this as well now, guys, so if you do want to bet a little bit, then you can now do that. You're now able to put your bets on into the chat for your wardy points and try and win some wardy points off of the others. I think it'll be open for another couple of minutes or so, I believe. I set like a 10-minute timer on, so should be kind of running out shortly. So, yeah, Rax Factory Starport from Apocalypse. I mean, he opened gas first, but it was a much later second gas from him, so he's kind of setting up in kind of Marines or Widowmine. He's looking for kind of a Widowmine drop as this Reaper comes in to begin with, and GuMiho looking for an STV kill already. Obviously, the more damage you do now, obviously the earlier you do damage, the more of an effect it has on your opponent. As this Reaper will get away, though, keeping the Reaper alive is important because the more units you have, from GuMiho's perspective, the more damage you'll get done at a later point in this. So that's what he's got to kind of focus on. So yeah, GuMiho has got one gold medal, one silver medal, and that is it. So he's been in 2 finals of the Douyu Star Masters, won once and came in second place once as well. He's Apocalypse has been in the finals too. Actually, this week he was in the finals where he played against Super. There's a little bit of a one-sided series in the finals, but he was there, and he came in second place in that as well. So very, very cool. As we set up into this, we do see both players actually begin their expansions at the same time. Now GuMiho, because he opened Reaper Hellion, he will know that he's the player with the sort of map control during this. And so he's got no fear at all of holding his low ground, whereas you can know Apocalypse, he's kind of Widowmine dropping. He's going to be moving across, and so he does not want to build anything on the low ground in case it's easy access for his opponent to come in and deny. Both players have gone into Liberator as well, and that first Liberator for GuMiho is moving out across the map already, with a Cyclone Viking follow-up. A very standard setup for our, from a Reaper Hellion kind of follow-up. I mean, you can do a lot of different things, Cloak Banshee. I mean, there's really is loads you can do as this Reaper comes in, denies that SCV. As these Marines going to be in a little bit of trouble, as we're actually going to see Liberator sieges up. One of them Marines, both of the Marines actually do get out of range, but already SCV is going down. Quite a lot of SCVs as well. As this Reaper is actually kind of trying to save the Liberator as well. Not quite enough as this Medevac drop begins to come in. Cyclone will lock onto it though. The Medevac already taking some damage, and the faster that Medevac goes down, the less units they get out, and well, the less in general there is going to be to help out. As we do see the Widowmine does go off and does delay the CC momentarily, but that's not as much of a loss as what Apocalypse has taken from losing the entire Medevac with all of the units as well. And GuMiho will definitely take a bit of a lead, and also GuMiho was delaying the CC of his opponent too. He killed some SCVs, and this CC is building on the high ground, so he still has to float it to the low ground before he can mine from it, before he can actually start producing SCVs as well. Apocalypse going to go for a Cloak Banshee follow-up here, so hoping to get some damage done to try and bring him back a bit into this game. You'll see the barracks onto the tech lab, the factory, the starport onto the reactor, and the factory just moving up north. Stim starts pretty much straight away here as a Liberator in the main. Well, that's going to get some damage done, so Apocalypse will pull back a little bit in the work account. 4 kills, then moves away. Viking is out and will be trying to hunt it down, but them Liberators are pretty speedy, although he's keeping it to the top side of this map, and so maybe can't necessarily get away. Viking is still chasing, actually Liberator stops moving. Oh, really? Wow, GuMiho so close to spawning there, but just not quite. He's looking everywhere for it, and he knows it's somewhere up here, and he can't possibly have gotten all the way out of his vision. We do see he finds that now. He'll start running away with the Liberator once again, though. Should be able to make it away with this. As 2 Medivacs come out for GuMiho, he's going to load up everything and just start moving across the map, looking to get some further damage done in this game. And he's actually looking as though he'll drop in towards the natural of his opponent here in the next few moments, so intrigued to see how this goes. There's a Cloak Banshee play just come in now from Apocalypse. So actually Apocalypse is going to get some good damage done with this. I mean, GuMiho is not prepared to deal with it at all. He's got a Viking, but only very limited number of scans, obviously. And with limited scans, oh, I guess he's got a Cyclone too. I actually thought that was in the Medivac. And actually the Banshee does go down, so really nice. One scan there kills the Banshee, gets rid of it. And now he'll have turrets to work with for when that second Banshee comes in. Liberator comes back in, that gets picked off pretty much straight away. This is dropping the natural. Well, this is deadly because I mean, you basically stop mining on the gold base, which is very painful. There's that tank already sieged up, and here we go, going to start fighting. Cyclone locks onto one of the Medivacs. Marines here a little bit clumped up, and so that tank for GuMiho will be, sorry, the tank for Apocalypse will be doing a lot of damage, but a lot of work is falling here. And of course, that tank can be evacuated by the one Medivac which remains alive. Well, there's actually 2 Medivacs still alive. Picks up the tank, gets out of there, and keeps some of the important units in this alive and kicking right now. GuMiho pulling up the right-hand side of the map. Scan comes down, and Viking trying to chase that starport, chasing that Banshee away. This Banshee with 3 kills on it. Does survive, does loop around as well. We'll be back in towards the middle line here shortly. There's a Cyclone nearby though, so has to be careful. Cyclone's getting low, has to be repaired up. The Marine goes down, and well, there's a scan, and there's a kill on the Banshee. So Banshees have done a lot here, and to be fair, overall, Apocalypse comes out of this, so only a couple of workers behind. He's done a very good job kind of staying in this, and both players have gone up to 3 racks. Actually, Apocalypse a bit faster on his 3 racks production. Stim starts up for him now, and that's the problem, I guess, is Stim's already done for GuMiho, whereas Apocalypse doesn't have Stim or Combat Shield, so he's going to have to start both of these at the same time, which means he's on 1 reactor, 2 Tech Lab, which is a little bit less effective than the 1 Tech Lab double reactor set up from GuMiho when you want to produce pretty much just pure Marines here in this game. So more or less just pure Marines going to be coming out. Another Banshee going to start moving towards the upper left-hand side of the map here over the next few moments. As you see a Cyclone coming towards the center, and well, a Banshee is going to get away without being locked onto, which is nice. GuMiho not paying attention to that. Otherwise, he probably could have killed it. Vikings on the way out through the middle as well. Has 2 tanks also. I mean, this is really just GuMiho looking to apply pressure by controlling the air completely. As you said, Banshee finds the Cyclone, and well, Scan comes in, and not a great time to be scanned as a Banshee, as he does kill the Cyclone. But not really a worthwhile trade. A Cyclone and a scan for the Banshee, I guess the Cyclone's sort of expensive, but the thing is, as time goes by, the Banshee becomes less and less, the Cyclone becomes less and less effective anyway, whereas the Banshee is always going to be useful for harassing, for cleaning up units and whatever else. Another Banshee comes out here, but again, 3 Vikings scan immediately, and we just see him lifting up away from the Banshee shots as these tanks move forwards. Has to be careful though. Tank set up very well for Apocalypse to help him defend this position, and actually 1 tank goes down. As Apocalypse is in range, I think, just doesn't quite have the vision to be able to shut down that tank, otherwise he would probably be able to be shelling onto it already. Actually, Sieges here can edge forwards. With all of his tanks, he's actually going to be able to kill it. No lift up in GuMiho. Not the best of micro here, and that's going to mean he does lose a little bit more than he maybe maybe counted on losing. These Medivac's just going to be sitting around. These Marines going to have a chance to actually maybe come in here and fight, but no Stim, otherwise maybe those would have been some dead Medivacs already. As you can see, a big drop for GuMiho unloading to this side, maybe looking to come in to deny this 3rd base. He sees his opponent's army complete out of position, so he's just going to drop into the main, which is even more deadly. Shutting down this production is such a great move. And Apocalypse isn't really far enough across the map to commit to trading himself here. I think he has to pull back, or is he going to go? He's going to go for it. Okay, well, GuMiho's already setting up defensively on his main base, and the thing is, because he just shuts down this production so quickly now, Apocalypse doesn't get anything else out to help him out in this game, whereas GuMiho has a lot of units at home to work with. He's got Medivacs, he's going to pull SCVs, and to kind of come into this straight away, that tank gets saved as well, pulled back a little bit further, and actually GuMiho just kills off everything over here, apart from the siege tanks, which will eventually, with another round of units, probably go down. So at the same time, I mean, he's killing off everything in Apocalypse's base. Apocalypse just knows he's not going to win from this situation. GG, GuMiho takes game. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? As we get into game number 2, to the top right hand side of the map, our blue turn player is from Dust Gaming. It is Apocalypse. And to the bottom left, it's going to be our red turn player. It is GuMiho. How can I bet with rewarding points? When there's a bet open, it will. When there's a bet open, if you type !betting space help, it will tell you how to place your bets, and they're generally open obviously just before a series or at the very start of the match. Or ask in chat when the bet is open. I'm sure people will help out, or you'll see other people doing it and being able to figure it out. But generally, it's very simple. It's just like a bet. You type !bets and then either 1 or 2 based on who you want to bet on, and it tells you in the betting. The bot will tell you who is 1 and who is 2, and then you can put in your amount as well. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's bets amount and then number of the player. It's one or the other. It's something like that. I can't figure it out completely. As we get set up, ready to go into this second game, we are seeing once again the gas first opening from Apocalypse. He's going to be dropping down a factory very soon from GuMiho. It's going to be a Reaper expand most likely. There's that Reaper. There's the orbital. And there is the SCV going to the natural to expand. So very standard set from GuMiho. Very similar to what we saw him doing against Tang Tang in an earlier match today, although that was Reaper expand against Reaper expand. So let's see how he deals with kind of the gas first play from Apocalypse here this time around, which can be a little bit difficult to deal with sometimes if you just expand early. But at the same time, if you do get a factory and a starport up as a follow-up and you go into those buildings and you're well prepared and know what's coming, then you can generally get into a very good position because you'll have a faster CC, a faster economy, and just sort of work on from that point. Factory going to be finishing up shortly for Apocalypse. We'll begin to see what exactly his plan in this game will be. Second gas finishing. So far looking very similar to what we saw in the last game, which was just the Widow Mine base drop. And it looks as though there's the Widow Mine. So yeah, very similar indeed. Apocalypse maybe just going for this once again. Looking to see if this time he can maybe get a bit more damage done, because last time he really didn't do anything. And he did absolutely nothing. He lost the medevac, the Widow Mine delayed the CC momentarily, but that was literally all he did. He killed like one worker, and that was it. And so this time he'll be hoping for a lot more, especially given that it's a fast expand from his opponent. He has more of a chance to get damage done. However, that being said, it does mean that if he doesn't get damage done, well then he might find himself in a little bit of trouble, because if he doesn't get any damage done, then he finds himself in, against a faster CC, and he'll definitely be behind an economy, whereas last game, he only fell behind an economy because he took a lot of damage to the Liberator, because he took a lot of damage elsewhere as well. I was going to see the Reaper just going to be coming over towards the upper right side of the map. Going to be running on up here very shortly to kind of see what's up, see what is happening. So GuMiho going to be running up in towards this main base, just trying to scout. At this point, he doesn't need the Reaper at home defensively any longer, so he may as well just send it across. He's going into his own Widow Mine drop as well. He's got one Widow Mine out. He's got the medevac on the way. So both players going Widow Mine drops. Just GuMiho's going to be a lot more kind of not necessarily defensive, but a lot more kind of economy focused, as we do see the Reaper just trading a little bit, just checks, sees the delay on the CC, and actually will delay the CC a bit longer if he kills off this worker. However, he isn't shooting at that any longer. Still a worker pulls away. Medevac about to hit from Apocalypse though, so let's see what he can get done with this as he boosts on in towards the mineral line. Widow Mine though, oh my, well that's a big Widow Mine shot to begin with, as this Widow Mine is going to go off on a single SCV. Again, we see everything cleaned up so easily here by GuMiho. This time is a little bit more successful. He killed a couple of Marines, but man, he still loses everything. 3 workers killed, well again, better than last time, but still not ideal, as we see the Viking now out for Apocalypse looking to defend and deflect. As we'll see, of course, now the counter drop coming in from GuMiho. Going to see the medevac. Going to be coming across here, going to be moving in towards the natural expansion here very shortly. And looking to, again, get some damage done. Cyclone out for Apocalypse. It feels as though he's got what he needs to defend this Cyclone and the Viking. But he is a little bit behind, 30 workers to 35. He's been mining a little bit less as well because he had that later second meal. So you're actually all going to see this medevac committing, but a bit of a suicide drop here. Widow Mine doesn't even get out of the medevac. As we will see the Cyclone helping out. And he cleans up a few Marines, but not worth losing a Widow Mine and a medevac for, I don't think. Cyclone at the front for GuMiho. Just going to push up here. I'm just going to see if he can spot any information. And actually, he does see the starport with the tech lab researching. So he knows it's a Cloak Banshee follow-up once again. And that means that this time, this Banshee player is probably not going to get anything done at all, or very little done compared to last time. As you see, one worker killed by the Liberator. You see what, an auto turret coming down? And he just pulls the Raven in position to push it away. Liberator might try and reposition here. Viking is out. We actually see one Banshee on the way up from GuMiho. No cloak though. As you see, the Marines coming forwards too, and again another worker killed. 6 kills in total on the Liberator, mix of SCVs and Marines. As GuMiho gets back to mine, didn't really get slowed down too much by that. As oh no, there's that tank stuff. Yeah, I think it was. That's why he cancels the reactor and moves over. I think it's actually a tech lab which he cancelled and moves over there. So Barrack's going to build up the reactor. Maybe it was a reactor. Only got 19 gas back though, and the reactor's 50-50, so I think it was a tech lab he cancelled, then he's rebuilding a reactor. Maybe because he's already got a tech lab here he can use, realizes he doesn't need to build one. I don't know, whatever. As we do see the Banshee coming across the map from both players then. It's actually going to be the Banshee from Apocalypse which hits first very soon. But a Raven and a Viking out means that this is really not going to do much at all. And Apocalypse actually seen the Raven actually decide not to go into Cloak, so it's a very little, it's a very small commitment. Just the, basically just the Banshee. And, well, Banshee not going to get much done at all. Right now he's being chased and might even go down. And these slight turns he's making is kind of allowing the Viking to keep catching up. He does get away. There's Banshee from GuMiho coming in as well. Again, cloakless. I'm just going to see what he can get up to. Finds himself a Marines to work on, but again, just going to have to pay a lot of attention to that if he wants to pick away at Marines. Because, Banshee does outrange Marines, but it takes a very good micro to be able to kind of keep that up. I remember when StarCraft Master came out. Do you guys remember that? Was that in Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm? It might have been Wings of Liberty. The StarCraft Master, little arcade thing where you did the challenges and you gotta, there's 35 levels or something, and one of them was, kiting a Banshee against, 8 Marines, and it was so difficult if you weren't a really good player. It was, so difficult. I think it might have been 2 Banshees kited against, 16 Marines, even. It was, crazy. I wonder if that still exists, the StarCraft Master thing. There's, it's basically, a bunch of different scenarios where you have to kind of basically just micro or engage correctly into what the opponent had and clean out the opponent's units. I remember there's another hard one which was tanks. You had High Templar and Phoenix and some Zealots against tanks and Marines and stuff. It was really weird. As you do see the Marine just moving backwards and forwards. As you do see some medevacs just over here from Apocalypse, looking to see what's up. Guys, I highly advise the conversation you have in the chat right now stops immediately, because there isn't a mod here at the moment, and I'm not going to tab out the game to ban people, but I will make sure that there's a mod here very soon if you don't stop this conversation. So, you've been warned. Apocalypse moving down the left-hand side of the map. He will move into this Viking and Raven, which isn't enough to really stop this big Doom drop from coming through. The thing is, GuMiho's pretty well defended back at home. He sees the Raven Viking on the sensor tower. We're actually going to see the main drop coming in towards the natural, and does take a little bit of damage from turrets on the way in. 1 medevac falling already. Tanks beginning to siege. GuMiho needs to try and get in here. He's going to be running for a choke point though, and that's going to be a massacre. Apocalypse. He's going to get a lot of damage done here. With a couple of tanks on the high ground helping GuMiho out a lot. Will force his opponent to lift. Actually, these tanks being dropped back down once again here. A few more units to help clean it up. At the same time, Viking Raven comes in, doesn't really achieve too much. Kills off the sensor tower, but that's about it. This drop gets cleaned up. Apocalypse trades well with this, but does lose everything at the same time. As I see these Marines, these tanks going to be coming out. And coming in towards the third base, which is up for both players as well, by the way. As we do see the upgrades coming in. And, well, Apocalypse is slightly faster on the +2 upgrade. You'll see a bunker coming up at the third base as well. And Banshee going to be coming forwards. And just kind of sitting overhead and looking to see what's up and what's going on. So Banshee here, a couple of medevacs joining up as well. Marines, a tank, and we do see a few Marines going to be moving out onto the map from GuMiho. As we've got Marines and a couple of medevacs over to the left-hand side. And we're going to be seeing them coming in, and well, they're going to run right into the army of GuMiho. GuMiho sees that, is immediately going to start responding, stims in, and ooh, one of them medevacs takes a big shot, gets very low, and well, honestly, he drops 1 Marine to try and slow these Marines down. He does get away. I thought for a moment or two he might not get away as well. Oh, well, GuMiho has to be careful now. He boosts away with his own medevacs. Keeps them tanks alive. As you do see the Marines moving over here. see a tank siege up with a natural and everything just joining up together for GuMiho. I'm just going to be coming into position and looking to kind of abuse this little bit of a low ground right now. So the low ground being sieged by these tanks. A couple of tanks in the high ground sieged up as well. You're going to see these tanks just moving a little bit further along. Sensor tower going to be taken down as well. And well, Banshee is just going to be working his way against them tanks, but does go down. And GuMiho definitely with the kind of position to abuse at this point. Well, that being said, he can't make it much further into the main because of the Viking. Medevac actually falls, which is nice. It looks as though Apocalypse might be able to hold this sort of position. He loses, GuMiho loses a tank. And it's all said and done. Looks as though GuMiho will just have to kind of back away from this, can't really engage much further. These Marines just going to be moving their way over to the right hand side. Marines and tanks moving up through the center. Looking to see what's up, looking to see what is happening. A few tanks overhead. I'm going to be well, just chilling basically as these couple of turrets get dropped down. And Raven actually kind of cleaned up a few Marines over to the side. Marines and tanks going to be moving again up the center though, and again it's GuMiho with the map control. When you have the map control, I mean you can take it 4th base fairly easily. You're the one who's going to be pressuring, you're the one that's going to be forcing potentially mistakes from your opponent, and you know, really force your opponent to a position where he has to respond to what you're doing all the time. As you see, GuMiho, I actually really like this. Look at this, Vikings here. You're going to be able to really delay these, or stop these Medevacs from putting these tanks into the positions he wants to put them into. Has free upgrades on the way now for GuMiho. Upgrades currently even, more or less for both. Yeah, more or less for both players. I mean, +2 vehicle weapons is a bit faster for GuMiho. And he does find a location to start shelling away a few units in the main base. And again, when you set up like this, from GuMiho's perspective, you're the player who's going to be able to make the moves to sort of pull yourself back into this. As we see, if Apocalypse attacks into this, it's going to be very bad for him. In fact, that could be a really good fight for GuMiho because their Marines are all trapped behind those tanks. They would not get a good concave at all. As you can see, a few tanks to the south side unsieging for GuMiho, going to spread out a bit better apparently. As you see, the Vikings just moving forwards, get stimmed, kind of forced away by the stimmed Marines. A couple more tanks going to be moving forwards, and just looking to drop off over here. Needs to be careful still. Loads up one of them getting a little bit low. Just pick up a tank over to the side. Apocalypse still looking for a way to react to this as these Vikings, whoa, 2, 3 going down immediately. He's actually going to commit to this fight in, and he's going to be fighting into a lot of tanks though, as these Marines are coming in, stimming for GuMiho. But is it enough? No, it is not. GuMiho gets cleaned out, and Apocalypse cleans on up. These 3 tanks to the south just not really a part of this at all. You're going to see these Marines just going to be sitting behind these siege tanks as well. You have the Marines stimming forwards, and tanks just going to be sitting back here. You have a couple of tanks moving forwards as well. So GuMiho still kind of keeps his position despite being in a position for a few moments there where he was in a little bit of, well, again, that trade did not go the best for him. I really actually feel as though the trade went a lot better for Apocalypse, but GuMiho still has kind of a bit of an advantage from a faster 4th, I guess, and just kind of set up better throughout the game. Something which GuMiho could have done before but didn't is he could have maybe abused this 4th base to stop that from coming up, but he didn't do that. As we're going to see a couple more tanks just loading up into these Medevacs. And we're going to see these Marines and these tanks just going to be moving around. GuMiho's slowly just losing tanks though, as we see Apocalypse going to drop, he's going to stim into this, and actually GuMiho going to retreat, but he loses every tank other than 1. His tank count's taking some heavy hits here, down to just 5 right now against 9 of his opponents in total on the map. I was going to see, actually it's going to be a drop over towards the main base, and well, the main base is very unprotected. And now that Apocalypse is focusing more out towards the center, this is actually a perfect time for GuMiho to go for a counter drop here. We'll have to bring some tanks forwards, and to defend, he's got a tank at the main base not really being used. This drop comes in, and so Apocalypse has to respond to this because he's going to start losing a lot. At the same time, it looks like for now he's actually just going to be moving across, so he's looking to just trade. But I mean, he's looking to trade against these Marines in the main base already. Well, to be fair, I guess he does get some tanks here, so he does defend. GuMiho picks off the main base orbital. Not much production, which is important to say. And we're going to see these Marines, these tanks, going to be hoping to move forwards here in a couple of moments. Everything to the top side from Apocalypse. Very few medevacs with this army. I guess they all went back home to drop them tanks off. Yeah, there they are, all the medevacs over here. GuMiho holds on, and well, I mean, again, the main base was not really mining at all, but it wasn't mining at the same time. It's still an orbital, it's still extra scans, it's still extra mules, which he's now been missing. And he's still sat in the middle, a couple of medevacs up to the top left, top side of the map. I'm going to see one of them coming in to drop once more, just again continuing to be annoying with a small amount of units. Main base of GuMiho moves to this goal, but even if you just kind of find, even if you just sort of mule the space and just slowly mine from it, well, that's going to be nice. But Apocalypse, looking very good right now as we see him coming up here. These units on the high ground, looking to be in a very good position. As everything down in the back here from GuMiho, well, everything down in the back here from GuMiho is looking okay as we see these tanks unloading, and a couple of tanks going to be going taken down. I mean, Apocalypse is in a very good position in terms of overall supply, and in general, I actually think GuMiho might be in a bit of trouble. He's about to get those 3 mech weapons, but still loses 4th base. He's getting punished for taking the 4th base by this ledge. And to be fair, I mean, initially when he took this, he had the map control, but he lost it. And holding the space really relies on, having the map control, because otherwise the opponent gets in a position like this. It's very, very difficult to break, and GuMiho's lost a lot already trying to break this. As we're going to see him moving up this map, he's maybe going to be intercepted by Apocalypse's army. As we're going to see him stimming in, he's going to actually get a good fight while these units are on move command. But then he has to pull away and just back away from this once again. GuMiho is still down 40 supply here. As we do see the army being reinforced by Apocalypse. He cleaned up that drop that was over in the main base. Not really a lot killed, just kind of a deeper or two. Not much at all. Nothing really too significant, as you see the natural expansion floating in towards the left-hand 4th base for GuMiho. That gold base is starting to mine as well. He's building up some SCVs here. I'd love to see him just mule that too, because it's a base which will not necessarily be a live all game. It's very easily to take down. It's very easily taken down by Apocalypse when he spots it. Would be very much so worth just muling it out as fast as he can, I guess. We see more SCVs, just long distance mining currently. These medevacs going to load, and they are going to start doom dropping over here. And well, SCV's been pulled into this as well from Apocalypse. What does he do? He might just go full on base trade at this point. He's got a few Marines at home, but not a lot. This is going to be okay. I mean, he's definitely going to. Well, he needs to start unloading these medevacs ASAP. Only 1 tank gets out. A few of the medevacs do go down. Still a lot here though for GuMiho, but is it going to be enough? Some tanks coming back home. He actually loads up, and he's actually just going to back away at the same time. Well, Apocalypse is moving on forwards. Apocalypse has a lot to just move on into this position. It looks as though it does. It looks as though Apocalypse is probably going to have enough to probably just end this game. I don't think there's enough for GuMiho to defend back over here. Okay, he's got tanks to the high ground. He's going to lose his 3rd base, and he's going to lose so much more than what GuMiho has. GuMiho's going to lose a lot more than what Apocalypse has lost overall in these engagements. So you do see the units in the middle of the map just trying to kind of shut down, but tanks coming down as well. This base gets taken down. This army from Apocalypse is very overstimmed. These medevacs have lots of energy if they can get to use it. As we see these tanks actually getting taken down too. GuMiho is trading until the very last moments in this game, as he's going to pull out of his main base with what he's got left. To be fair, if he takes a fight against this low health army, maybe he can make something happen actually, because that's a very low health army. He sees where it is with these SCVs. He's going to unload the tanks, and tanks are going to kill so much. He's stimming on in. He's actually killing so much more than he should, just because, again, how little health there is, but it's still not enough. Apocalypse 2 go in game and introduce our players. Again, guys, if you're enjoying the casting here today, enjoying the games from the Douyu Masters Monthly, then do make sure to hit the follow button on the stream. See when we go live again in the future with more action from Douyu Masters. We cast these cups, the daily cups of this, every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Obviously, we cast a whole bunch more stuff as well. Tomorrow we're going to have DreamHack qualifiers, go for SE2, Team League. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on around the place, and here on the stream there's a whole bunch of content, so make sure you hit that follow button, see when we're live in the future. And yeah, I would love to see you guys coming back in the future. If you are really enjoying the content, don't forget you can hit that subscribe button, join us as a War Disciple, and you can get replay packs and more. We are currently on, I think we dropped a couple of subs over the last day or two. So we're on 79 subs. We're on our hashtag road to 100 subs. It's a bit up and down. We're slowly battling through this kind of 80 phase where we've been stuck on 84. Well, we kind of broke through 80 and then we kind of back down to it. But it's okay. We'll get there, I believe. The hashtag road to 100 subs is still on. But do consider joining us if you want to support the content and the casting that we're putting out here. Again, if you wanted to support us in other ways, Donations are available. There's a Patreon page as well. You can find all of the links below the stream if you're watching on Twitch TV. To the bottom right-hand side of Frozen Temple, map 3 of this best of 3 is going to be our Blue Terran player from Dust Gaming. It is Apocalypse. Coming in here to try and take down the Red Terran player. To the top left-hand side of the map, it's our red player, GuMiho, from Team MVP. As both players here start up with an early Reaper. It's going to be Reaper Expand from Apocalypse. Very weird Reaper expansion on this map. It's not the sort of map that you usually drop on, that you usually expand on, because of how droppable the main base is, because of how attack heavy this main base can be from Reapers early in the game. Let's see a second Reaper on the way out from Apocalypse, and I do like that because I feel as though you probably... I like it and I don't like it, because in a way, if you're going up against 3-Axe Reaper, building a second Reaper just off one barracks is not going to be enough to hold on. I mean, it's not 3-Axe Reaper, it's going to be Reaper Hellion, and it's going to be GuMiho going into kind of what we were seeing in game number 1 of this as well, if you do remember. Way back when. So yeah, Starport coming down from GuMiho. And we're just going to see this factory building up the Hellion as well. Bonic, I don't know how you managed to get... Well, I can see why you managed to get banned so much. It's incredible. You literally asked us to get unbanned the other day. And now you are... I mean, whoever the mud is in here... Sorry, I didn't see... Dark Ones is here. Dark Ones, just throw a perm ban on him because, like, literally he's just... He was banned before, and we unbanned him because we didn't remember why he was banned. But now we know. As these 2 Reapers come in, actually getting quite a bit of damage done. STVs are going down, but that means that there's also going to be Reapers over here. And actually, GuMiho too is going to be able to get a lot of damage done. As this Reaper's still alive. As units come out for GuMiho, though, he will kind of be able to clean this up. Whereas Apocalypse is not going to have units out for a while compared to GuMiho, so he's going to take a lot more damage, and he's actually still losing workers. That being said, he's on a faster expansion. So that does help him out, but man, so many workers going down here. As Marines come out, they get grenaded back though. Reaper's still alive, looking for a bit more damage again. Another nice grenade. These everything's getting very low here. 1 Marine left over. Hellion comes out too. He gets to the low ground. 21 workers to 15. And you will camp this natural expansion a little bit as well. 2 more Hellions out coming across. Club Banshee follow up from GuMiho. And it's a Liberator from Apocalypse. The thing is, when you've lost a couple of Marines already, you're not going to have very much anti-air to really deal with this. And we've lost so much mining time too, it's going to be very difficult to deal with this incoming Banshee. As we're going to see GuMiho taking a big advantage at the very start of this game. And honestly, I feel as though it's one of them advantages which you might even just see kind of be game ending in the long run here. As, oh, that Hellion gets saved as well. Snipes down, then saved, and then dies. Oh no, but Reapers are back in the mineral line. And we're going to see, well, a couple of Marines coming in to clean up. But, I mean, 10 workers down with a Cloak Banshee coming in as well. There's nothing up. I mean, the Liberator can come down, but Apocalypse doesn't... okay, he's got 1 scan, but Liberator takes so long to kill anything in the skies. They really rely on their kind of splash damage to be effective. I don't actually think 1 scan is long enough, and he's not going to even try to kill it off. GG, and GuMiho takes a very fast third game.